Don't pour Nair into your earlobes, you'll die, by the way. Just figured I'd throw that out there.
Just in case anyone thought.
There are a lot of highly impressionable young individuals watching at any given moment, neighbor.
I suppose if they are the age of Atomic or SHADIC sitting down, then maybe they could just hear you say that and think, maybe I should smooth my brain. Don't do that.
We were just talking about how that's bad for you. Don't do it! So I'm looking at the bracket outside of the top 8s.
Yeah.
At 13th, Burr, DQ, Davey at 13th, Danby at 13th, lost 1-2 to 5, who I am not particularly familiar with.
Neither am I.
And Guy, 13th place, going down to DJ Don, who is now fighting Johnny. Another battle of the youngins. Yanni took down Vibe, so is now in top 8. Poogie and Talo Halo with the ultimate Elite Smash matchup of K-Rool and
literally the most
sword fighter.
online matchup of all time.
And yet it's happening in person. It's Skits versus Varun 5, the artist formerly known as Stray 5, battling to make it into top 8. Speaking of top 8, here we are.
Oh, we're finally there.
Atomic and SHADIC, we are there. This is now best of 5, first to 3, whatever you want to call it. You will have to get 3 victories in this set to move on to winners finals.
And I'm no longer spreading misinformation on the internet when I say it's top 8.
You think people would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
No.
Oh,
I've never
thank
done
God.
that.
Glad we can trust all the information out there. And now I wonder what the U.S. House of Representatives was doing.
Verifiably, I've never done that. Also, my brain is so smooth right now because I just got I'm done with a sick brain smoothing treatment. That's why I can appreciate. That's what both of these characters want to do. They nair into your earlobes.
Yeah,
and then they go crazy.
There's one, there's the other.
And that's why I can appreciate it so much. I love Rob. Woo, Rob!
Rob,
Nair,
DFW.
and also Corrin.
I'm also
Woo! I'm a big fan.
That's good gameplay there by SHADIC, though, recognizing that he got the high parry on the Nair, right? If he was lower to the ground, then nothing he could have done, but he had enough frames to get that down tilt out. Get a nice little combo started up. Atomic could even up the stocks here as long as he keeps SHADIC on the ground and does connect with the back air as SHADIC reaches the ground, so back.
Dash Tech sending off stage. What can we do with it? Even at such a low percent, Rob can make magic happen. Down to Blim. Once more. Didn't quite chase the rollout, expected Tech in place. And because of that, SHADIC has feet back on the ground, now has a chance to turn things around the other way. Both the ledge traps from either of these characters are kind of devastating.
Yeah. Off stage, not a place you want to be. I love the idea of the Nair, but of course SHADIC's going to be ready for that every single time. And Atomic channeling his inner Zamba, connecting with El Diablo to take this down to SHADIC at 1 stock. Atomic looking to get out to this 1 lead in the set.
Yeah. Looking really strong, despite the size of this robot. Not letting that get in his way.
He's quite large.
He is. He sure is.
And as of the moment, in charge. Like
Man.
Charles. That's Chuck.
We've got
well in Hawaii.
1 character with feet, 0 with shoes. What are we doing here today?
I was thinking about the connection between Rob, you know, just not having feet, Corrin somehow being the most feet-relevant character, despite not having really any kicking moves.
No, well, yeah, no kicking moves really, huh?
Just the pin, right?
Yeah, pin kick, and that's about it.
You know, if you're not wearing shoes, it wouldn't be as powerful, so I get it. You know, it wouldn't hurt as much.
That's why I was
Unless you're
nerfed.
wearing, like, slippers.
I mean,
That'd probably soften
good
the blow.
dragon mode. Have dragon feet.
Just turn it into, like, the
hooves.
pointy.
I feel like
the hoof, yeah.
I feel like Corrin has hooves when dragon feet.
Become an odd-toed ungulate.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Look, famously, getting kicked by a horse, that hurts.
It sure does.
If you could turn into a horse at will, I would start kicking people if I needed to do damage.
And here we are.
I would just do it for no reason.
Here we are sitting at last stock. SHADIC stuck on the plat, manages to weasel their way down. It was my fault. I had to rate it in because it was all my fault. I did this and I have to fix it.
Thank you for taking responsibility.
Oh!
As Atomic takes hold of game number 1, got up to the early lead, was able to command the pace of the game the whole way through. And even though SHADIC fought back to make it even, he had to show a lot of his cards, and Atomic just responded what SHADIC threw at him really well.
I mean, both down to the wire, both down to those last percents, but at the end of the day, final situation was Atomic setting up the ledge trap. We've said both of those characters are really strong from that position. Just one player manages to connect to that win condition a little bit quicker at the end where it matters the most. Now going to final destination. This is going to be huge for Corrin here. No mix-ups on the landing. It's just going to be Rob having to eventually burn through all of that fuel, try to make it back to the ground once a combo started, but it can get brutal once one of those Nairs or Fairs connects.
Yeah, you normally think of Corrin as like, controls the platforms and whatnot. But again, consider what we were saying about the strengths of SHADIC as a player, which is that movement, that fluidity, that ability to respond. Final Destination's not going to be a bad spot for him. Maybe difficult to respond to, ground control when it comes to Atomic using the gyros, sometimes using the lasers. But again, SHADIC is going to be confident and have faith in himself to make those responses. And so far, working out pretty even.
And Rob, not traditionally like a character that combos vertically, it's mostly horizontal.
Yeah.
So you don't lose as much on defense on this stage as Corrin here against Rob. In fact, Rob doesn't get like up tilt setups on plats.
Yeah, you got to get like the berry. I mean, you can't get taken off the top, but yeah, that's all going to be predicated on the grab. And again, if SHADIC just knows to be looking out for that primarily, then yeah, even that lower ceiling won't come in to hurt you as badly.
Rolls in, and Atomic ready for it, but a little bit too trigger happy, too quick with it.
Ooh, nice response right there. Both
dueling
of them
back airs, much like dueling banjos. Devil went down to Georgia.
Was he looking for a soul to steal? Now those, to be fair, were fiddles.
Yeah.
Not banjos.
Dueling whatever you want, really. Dueling Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And we're going down to 2 stocks apiece. Back into the
action before it could even turn into a Digimon tangent. Very impressive. We're going to see who gets out to the lead here, though. SHADIC gets his throw, but doesn't really get anything off of it. Atomic's defense has been pretty excellent. And like you said, on Final Destination against Corrin, it needs to be.
Yeah, all the way up to 70% off of about one interaction. Has to retreat to the ledge. Again, that is where Corrin is extremely potent. And eventually feedback on the ground, but not for long. You get scooped right back up to about 113 for about 2 winning interactions for SHADIC.
There's something that SHADIC did in that whole sequence that I really liked, which is that he, while Atomic was looking to land, did an A landing or an auto-canceled aerial so that Atomic's brain would register that a hitbox got thrown out, right? And so SHADIC committed to something and it's safe to land. But it wasn't because he A landed it. And then he was able to throw out a move immediately afterwards to cover for even more time and mix up Atomic's timing. I really like that. And that whole sequence that started with that ended with a KO. Like you said, none of it was like a really big combo, but what it was good frickin' fundies.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just a constant great utilization of your resources and tricking the opponent into wasting theirs at the right spots at the right time.
If you watched Muta's stream, it was either like last night or the night before, he was talking about some of the specific things that SHADIC was doing to that exact effect, playing that player-to-player game, that there were a couple times where Mute was like, man, I can't believe he did that to me. Like, that's my thing. Like, I was doing that. And then he did that to me, and I was like, what?
I love that. I love that so much.
SHADIC's just a monster like that. Like, he'll pick up on those things. And Mute said, like, he was like, he's like a lobster at, like, the bottom of the ocean that lives forever. I gave him too many vitamins, and now look at how good he is. Like, I can't stop him anymore. Like, he's just too good. I gave him too many vitamins.
SHADIC is a crab. He's reached the peak of evolution.
There's nowhere else to go. It's just the cycle of crab now. The only one who can help him at this point is himself, and honestly, good place to be in because he's quite good.
Absolutely. We're really seeing just exactly what Final Destination is doing here. Is the second that SHADIC gets something started, it's all his game.
Man, I love watching some high-level gameplay. That is exactly what we're getting out of these two, because they're not making crucial mistakes. They're taking risks, and they're both responding correctly to them. But SHADIC going to be able to take that game number 2. Like you said, it was just hit that robot, don't let him do anything afterwards.
Exactly.
And it's not in combos. right? There are some combos.
There's
in there,
some.
but you're not comboing him to 80, 90%.
Right.
You're doing 30% at a time, and you're just not letting him leave.
Exactly. It's his choice.
Stop battle.
You have chosen
Corrin.
to change the future.
Man,
he
the
picks
worst part about hearing that start up is the wait for them to start up again.
Yeah, now you gotta just
Gotta go through the anticipation a second time. What a banger track, though.
I'll kill you!
Ah!
And I'm not even spoiling anything.
Yeah.
Even though at this point, if you haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles, like,
That's
dude,
really, they've re-released it like 3 times.
the game's
right?
been out for like 15 years now.
I get it if it was still only the Wii exclusive if possible.
Right,
fine,
and it'd be
too.
like, you know, how do you expect, it's like spoiling a visual novel for somebody. It's like,
Right.
you know, you're expecting that? Oh my goodness. Well, back to having some platforms. Again, the Corrin combo game can be extended, but like we were talking about, it's not the combo game that's been making the matchup tick, it's just been the flat advantage state. And this is going to give Atomic some options to mix up his landings, but if you're off stage, you're going to be in danger all the same. SHADIC's timings with those pins on ledge are better than anybody else in the world.
What a weave, but a little bit too low.
They already committed to the fast fall, so really nothing you can do there.
Like a plummet straight to the bottom. 2 stocks apiece, though. SHADIC able to drop it just a little bit. Still playing from ahead. Whoa!
It's not going to kill, but dang, you know, get
But
your
what if
extra
it
damage.
did? You know, like, what if that just works?
You know, another 30-40% and it would.
Honestly, at the worst case scenario, you're wasting some of the fuel.
Yeah. I mean, that's what SHADIC got out of that.
Have you seen gas prices these days?
It's even up to like 320 down here in Texas.
It's a mess.
And I know that if you're in, you know, LA, you're like, what the heck, 320? We have to pay for it anyways.
And we have to live here.
Yeah.
That's our downside.
That's the downside. Location is everything. The ledge, not a location you want to be, because SHADIC has taken advantage of that time and time again. Robots there, I'm killing them.
You said it. This is
I did.
a no robot zone. They're not allowed to be here.
It's like Overwatch racism,
Pretty much.
where they pretend that there's a story there.
Atomic trying to do his best to hold down this center, but SHADIC's not trying to push for it. That's the thing that I feel like is maybe underappreciated. Is you don't have to move forward. Hold your position, even if your position isn't favorable, right? Atomic in center does have a better place to be, but that doesn't mean SHADIC has to try to push in. You're still waiting for your chance. Finally, Atomic does find that back air clean connection, but sitting at a high percent.
I mean, to what you're talking about, it's the magic of paying attention to your opponent, right? It doesn't matter if my opponent is a Sonic or Nimbit or whatever, that's just tragic, to be honest. But, you know, if they're going to eventually come to me, if I'm more patient with them, then what do I have to worry about? Maybe a down air? Maybe if Atomic turns Neighbor into Pitbull?
That
Then you got something to worry about.
a perfect encapsulation of the position is everything. The real estate on the stage is frequently the most important thing because the percents don't tell the whole story. What happened to the signal? There, it's back.
Nice play-by-play.
No problem.
That was a smooth transition.
That's what I'm built for.
That's what we do. That's why
I
they
do think
pay us the big bucks, unlike some other people.
you're getting paid.
Yes.
Hey, me too. It's crazy.
Nice.
Love that. I love being compensated for work that you do because that's what this is.
That's great. You know,
But-
earning that work, love it.
Anyway, it really is important that where you are on the stage, the percent doesn't tell the whole story. You
Yeah.
can rack up 200% on Rob. That character's not going anywhere till you find a killing blow. But a downer at 60, that'll
You're
take
going
out.
down in an earlier round. Or you know, in a middle round, because it was 3.
We're going down swinging. I
But
feel a
who
little,
will be the number 1, and will it be with a bullet?
who's got the God complex? There's no more Xenoblade music, so I don't know
It's
anymore.
F-Zero now. You know what? They've gone from Tekken to Xenoblade to F-Zero.
It's just bangers, though.
It's nice to hear people who want the commentators to have a good time.
Exactly.
Not too good. Game number 4, though, Atomic in the lead, 2-1. He won that game 1. He earned himself that counter pick advantage, and SHADIC even going back to one of the stages. Then Atomic counter pick 2, but the stage not even mattering. Atomic not pleased with the way that interaction ended, but SHADIC must be.
Absolutely. That's a great way to start off a game that you probably feel robbed out of, right? I may be thinking it should be 2-1 in your favor, but Atomic is 1 game away from winners winners finals. And SHADIC is the one who has to make something happen, so he's making it happen.
I think that you don't get to unlock this feature until you hit a certain level as a player, but once you hit a certain level, when you get angry, you play well.
Yeah.
And there are some people who never unlock that trait, right? It's like a unique flaw that they have, but SHADIC has reached that, where if you make him angry, things like this are going to happen. I remember the set he played against Yauta at Genesis. It was just, never mind, I'm going to take 6 stocks from you unanswered.
It's just that switch that you can flip. It frequently is the thing we saw with Lima before as well, where it's like, I've just decided that I want to win the set now. And suddenly everything has changed. You never get a hit on them.
Or sometimes they're not even deciding to flip that switch, right? Like in this case, Atomic took a kind of a, what would normally be like a little bit of a tilter in that game 3, and that flipped SHADIC's switch on. To, I'm going into kill mode.
He's gone Gohan mode. His rage is his power. He's leveling up.
Do it now, Gohan! SHADIC loved these frame traps, loved giving himself some time to react. Obviously not true frame traps, those are hard to come by in Smash, but given your ability to position in this game as close as you're going to come, and SHADIC...
Yeah. I feel like the concept is the same.
The concept is still there, right? Even if it's not a true frame trap. Things are not so precise in these games.
Right. That's one thing that makes it a lot scarier and a lot more difficult at certain times. Is you don't have the luxury of knowing consistency in certain cases.
Yeah. And that's why, again, you know, you see somebody like SHADIC play these advantage states so well, even without that consistency. That ability to respond is hyper important in this game. He has done that so well. Atomic re-grabbing the ledge, and you are gone immediately.
Literally teleported the blast zone. That was like the fastest game.
Worst Mediterranean place I've ever been to. I was like, 1 kebab, please, and they just go like, here you go.
I didn't want
$4
myself on the kebab. So wait a minute.
It's like they put a spring at the bottom of the kebab, and then they load the meat on there, and they it's just like a prank. Here you go. Oh, thanks. That looks delicious. I want to do that now.
Didn't realize I was at a ball game.
It sounds like a really funny prank, actually. Just giving somebody a spring-loaded kebab. They try to take a bite, and then it just...
Put it in the T-shirt launcher.
The Mythbusters would get on that, I think. I think that'd be like a little side thing that they do.
Mythbusters episode of kebab launching.
You just have to frame it right. You'd have to be like, there's an urban legend that somebody was pranking their friend with a spring-loaded kebab, and then they choked on it and died because it went down too fast or something. They're like,
oh, we can
and then
figure
Adam
this
Savage
out.
is like, well, now we gotta test it.
He says, well, I know the original's about a kebab, but we've also built the glizzy launcher.
We just really wanted to make a T-shirt cannon that shoots hot dogs. Or a glizzy, as they call it now, Jamie.
Genuinely, I can picture it so vividly.
Let's picture some gameplay in our mind's eye.
Show me gameplay.
Actually, ding,
ding, ding, ding, ding.
It's been a good game.
So far, it has really just been more of, you know, SHADIC advantage state moment.
Yeah.
But Atomic finally has some feet on the ground, is mounting a bit of a counter assault.
The wind up on that pin being used as the move was originally intended with the hoop. Bah!
That is mind-blowing. Atomic just got caught playing with his gyro all by his lonesome. Didn't want to interact with SHADIC, and that was his fault. You got to play the game 2-player, buddy.
There's a joke to be made about we were talking about Mediterranean food earlier. And, oh, it's called Hero, but I'm too lazy to find it. And it's game 5. These two have been very back and forth, right? I think that they've kind of shown all their cards at this point, and it's a matter of kind of fighting through that staleness and knowing that your opponent can react to this, react to that, because it's a long set. A first to 3, a best of 5 in Smash Ultimate is a very long set, and your opponent's going to have time to adapt. and you got to continually hit them with something that they're not expecting, whether it's timing, positioning. At this point, you're probably using all your moves.
Oh my goodness. SHADIC has done such a good job of playing around the atomic win condition, getting out of the down throw setup, staying away from the further follow-ups, down tilt stuff. Here we finally find one connect and get a correct guess to cover things with the down smash. Atomic finally a stock on the board, but heavy percent deficit. It would be, oh, wait a minute. Do we have a deficit at all? Down air not quite connecting, but we absolutely, that's how game 3 ended in Atomic's favor.
Love that parry from SHADIC and knows with the total frames on that back air, even though it's normally safe on that parry, got enough time to get that pin out. Look at the reactions this whole time. SHADIC putting on that pressure without committing to anything. Does go all the way off stage, but that's definitely taking that robot off the top. Even all the way across PS2, SHADIC one stock, sealing out his spot in winners finals, but Atomic didn't make it bite.
Oh my goodness, that was 56. That looked true as heck.
There's
nothing to be done there other than grin and bear it. Get knocked all the way to the ledge. Finally, though, Atomic did manage to escape pretty quickly with that. Beautiful down holding there.
Yes. Making sure that he gets that hitbox out before he hits the ledge, but Atomic, great read on the movement. Like you said, great call out. We're going to last stock.
I mean, those are the reads you have to make. When you are now last stock, you can't afford to let that run away and play exclusively safe, wait for the opportunity to fall into your lap. You got to make an opportunity.
SHADIC off stage, Atomic moving the down smash. He's going to have to take his turn off stage as well. Past the Dragon Fang shot. SHADIC does not have the pin out, and Atomic spacing, playing it so tight.
Managed to just outspace the back area. Is walking SHADIC down, but SHADIC holding down that Pokeball. There's a lot of pressure on the plat.
And Atomic knows he can take one of those hits, so that's fine. SHADIC baiting out, getting that Nair to land, but Atomic, if he can get that tech chase set up, he just needs to get back on stage one more time.
It was a little bit slow, unfortunately stuck in the lag of tossing out that gyro. We got a down tilt connection. We've got a SHADIC at the ledge. Back air doesn't find. SHADIC finds his way out of the situation, holding down this corner.
Atomic just holding down center stage, like you said. It's where Rob wants to be. SHADIC maintaining his shield. Tech chase! Oh my gosh, the trade on both side piece!
I'm shocked that that worked out for nobody. Nobody was happy with that
The game should have ended there. Atomic can't end it either on the down tilt. SHADIC rising with up there. It's still not enough to take it!
Oh, the spot dodge! Oh, the gyro setup! Wait a minute!
He's got double jump. Atomic doesn't connect the down air.
Forward air doesn't do it. Up air might have. Stuck in the corner, rolling it out. Any of these back airs, the connector gonna do it. Neither player wants to get close enough to enter that red zone. Stay away from their heat map. But Atomic stuck on the platform where he didn't want to be. Tried to roll it out, and SHADIC